Alright y'all, what's up? I am here today to talk about the tournament I played on Saturday. The Atlanta Hustle presents Ice in My Chains, powered by Prodigy. This is a two-round CT here at Perkerson Park in Atlanta that was run by the AUDL's Atlanta team, so Atlanta's professional ultimate team, the Atlanta Hustle. And it was a pretty fun event. I've never gotten to play Perkerson before, and I was really happy to be able to do that for this. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the tournament. Starting off round one nice and early in the morning on this Saturday. I started the tournament on hole 3, which is a 345-foot par 3 that has a right to left slope at the green. I'm going to put pictures in this video more throughout than I did for the Savannah Open vlog for sure. So I was just trying to make sure to play up high on the hill, and I did that with my F1 and took a par there. I didn't want to go a B and risk anything in the creek at the bottom of the hill so early in the tournament. Then I kind of caught fire. I birdied hole 4, which is a little downhill putter shot. Birdied hole 5, which was a forehand FX2. Then I birdied hole 6, this is a backhand uphill with an FX2, and I birdied hole 7, which was a backhand downhill low ceiling around a corner with another FX2. So 4 down through 5 holes was a really good start for me. Let's see, hole 8. What did I do on hole 8? Okay, hole 8 is about a 330-foot downhill par 3. Finishes off to the right. It's so downhill I was able to forehand my A2. Didn't throw the greatest shot, but scrambled for my par. Hole 9, I threw a pretty bad drive, but had an insane second shot from off the fairway and was able to get myself a pretty easy par. Then I birdied hole 10 with a drop in, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Then hole 11, I took a 3. Hole 12 is a par 4 dog legs right up while it's going uphill. In practice, I only practiced it from the perfect drive, which was a big mistake because in the tournament, I didn't throw a perfect drive. I was throwing a forehand D1 off the tee, and then I practiced a putter up shot from there. But I hit a tree in the gap, and I still had a chance to get up there for a birdie, but I did not execute it very well at all, and I ended up missing the first putt of the tournament for me, which was about a 20-footer for par, so I took a 5 there. Hole 13 is similar to hole 8 in that it's a forehand A2, very downhill for me. Also took a par there. Hole 14 is a really nice looking hole. It's downhill, 285, par 3, kind of a little bit of a turn, not much. You can just throw a dead straight shot, but I was throwing a little small turnover shot with my putter, just straight down and let it slide to the basket. Hole 15 is a pretty easy par 4 if you have a good drive. I did, and I had a putter up shot to the pin, but because of the basket being up on a hillside, I hit behind the basket and rolled all the way down to like 40 feet and didn't make the putt. Hole 16, a little downhill, 320-foot par 3. I was throwing a P model hyzer and took a 3 there. Hole 17, I threw a really bad drive, and it's a really pretty hole that is downhill 370, and I was just taking an FX2 and was just going to try to rip on it and then let it come back left. But I hit one of the trees very early on, and then I had a really bad second shot and had a great bogey save, honestly. Hole 18 is a par 5. It's a pretty easy par 5, honestly, if you're in a good spot off the tee. And I was, and then I put myself in position on my second shot, and then didn't throw the greatest third shot, but I had a chance for the birdie and missed the putt. Hole 1 is a really nice looking hole. It's 385. You're throwing off of a cliff across a creek, and then similar to hole 3, there is a creek down to the left. It's the same creek, just coming from the opposite direction with a big right to left slope. So I was throwing my flippy H3 straight at the pin, gonna let it turn and then come back and not try to let it go too far down the hill. My card had a great hole here. We almost had a star frame, which would have been pretty awesome. I had a pretty fun first round card that included Martin Young, Prodigy tournament team, and warehouse worker, who brought me a box that I didn't have to get shipped to my apartment. I got a really nice P model, and then got some reds and some turquoise. So those are nice. I'm gonna enjoy throwing those. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that they're the Cale Laviska 2021 Signature Series bottom stamp ones. So that's pretty cool. First ones of those I've gotten, and I look forward to throwing those. Now, anyways, we almost had a star frame on hole 1. Then hole 2 is let's see, how far is hole 2? It is 370 feet, and it is downhill. There's a lot of holes at Kirkerson that are downhill now that I'm thinking about this, which I like. It's a fun shot to throw. I was trying to throw a hyzer. I will show the gap here, obviously, and I did not throw the hyzer. I accidentally early released and threw a straight shot, and it was OB in the creek. That was pretty annoying. I missed my par putt and took a 4. Hole 2A, they fit 2 bonus holes in to this course just so they can fit the extra players. 399, and I was throwing a D2 hyzer flip, kind of more like a hyzer that just holds the line, and took a par there. Then hole 2B to finish the round, I got a birdie 2 with pretty easy putt. And I threw a forehand A2 off the tee, just trying to avoid some OB that was down by the pin on the left, and was able to secure the birdie. And that was a 5-under par. It was a 92 rated round, and it left me in a tie for 5th. At the time, I thought I was going to be on lead card because it came down to one player birdieing his last hole, which was hole 2, and it's not the hardest birdie, but it's not the easiest either, and he just absolutely parked it and knocked me off lead card. So shout out to Grayson. I don't know him, but shout out to him. And I really wanted to play on lead card with some of my good friends, Jacob Chesser, Adam Howard, and Joe Waterbury, but I was on chase card, and I was ready to go see what I could do. Alright, moving on to round 2. Starting on hole 2 now is chase card. I was tied for 5th, only like 4 strokes off second, 6 strokes out of the lead. I know Chester was going to be hard to beat. Adam was also going to be hard to beat, but I was going into this round hoping to secure 3rd and a top 3 for all of us former Valdosta players. That would have been really, really cool. But hole 2, 370. I did the exact same thing as in round 1. I early released an FX2, and this time I was fortunate enough to stay in bounds, but I still missed the birdie putt. 2A, took a par again. 2B, I threw a forehand A2 that skipped up and hit the cage for what would have been an ace. That was pretty cool, but I had a drop-in birdie, so get myself to 1 down for the round right there. Hole 3, I did basically the exact same thing as in round 1, except my F1 filtered to about 15 to 20 feet, but I was honestly just kind of scared on the putt, and I missed it. So hole 4, same little downhill putter shot as first round, and we had a little bit of headwind, so I thought that it was going to flip my putter a little bit, so I just played it a little higher than in the first round, and that was a mistake, and it sailed and went OB into the creek on the left, but I was only about 25 feet out for my par putt and just missed that putt, so frustration right there. Not the best start, but it could be worse. Hole 5, I bounced back and threw a great drive and got a birdie. Hole 6, I hit a tree coming at the pin and knocked me like a 50-footer and just laid that one up on a big slope because I was not going to mess with that. Same deal with hole 7. I had a long birdie putt, but it was not worth the risk that was involved by trying to run something on a slope. Hole 7, I just talked about hole 7. Hole 8, downhill forehand A2 shot. I threw a better shot than in round 1, but I didn't really have a putt and just laid it up. Hole 9, I got aggressive and just was off the fairway and couldn't scramble for my par and took a bogey. But I bounced back on hole 10 with about a 35-footer for birdie, so that was nice. Hole 11, I thought I threw OB into the creek on the left, but it ended up being safe on a little ledge between, it was in the creek bed, but it was on dry ground and connected to the side, so it was in bounds. Hole 12, I scrambled for the par, unlike I was unable to in round 1. And then hole 13, is when the rails started to kind of fall off. I don't really remember exactly where I was in the tournament at this point, but I think I was still hanging on to like 5th, 6th. There was a guy on my card, Kyle, he was playing really well. Parker was playing pretty well. Jared was right there. But we were all battling, and we were all very close, and we were all very close to 3rd also. Then I just early released a forehand with my A2 and ended up taking a 5, and that was not fun. Like, my putting just felt really shaky after I got a little bit. I missed the putt, but it was kind of chained out on the right side. Like, I'd grabbed some chains and just fell out, but it wasn't great. Then hole 14, I followed that up with a missed birdie putt, and at this point, I'm kind of losing hope of being able to catch 3rd because Kyle had birdied both those, I think. Let's see. No, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, I was trying to pay attention to what my card mates were doing, but it was just kind of difficult to recall that right now. But anyways, I bounced back on hole 15 with a birdie, and at this point I am trying to get close to my 5 under from the first round, and that birdie from 15 put me back just to even, and with 4 holes left, I knew I needed to do something immediately. I needed to birdie out just to be able to put up a respectable round, in my opinion. And I didn't birdie any of them. Like, I just didn't execute. I had opportunities, but wrong disc selection, not giving putts any air, just not doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, it's very frustrating after all this improvement I've been doing, and I feel like I'm playing better, and I'm going into rounds more confident, but I've putted like crap on Saturday. There's no other way to say that. But I'll bounce back, and I'm gonna go practice tomorrow. I got school stuff to work on, but I'm gonna try to find some time to fit in some putting practice also. Today's Monday. I have a tournament again on Saturday at Fullwood. Kind of a second home course for me, back to home, right where I went to high school, and I'm looking forward to that. One thing from Saturday that kind of put me in a bad mental place is I was really looking forward to playing with Adam, Jacob, and Joe on the lead card. And so when I got knocked off of that, I was kind of frustrated, and I really wanted to play with them because I'm friends with all of them and I knew them pretty well. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my card mates. I just don't feel like I was in the right mental place to shoot a good round again. First round, I had somebody in my card who I knew, and second round I just didn't. And it's just one of those things. I need to get past that being something that can affect me, because that's not what disc golf's about. Disc golf's about you versus the course and you versus yourself, and I'm ready to do that. And thank y'all for watching if you're still here. Hope you've enjoyed. I forgot to mention I did still average over my rating, but it still feels bad. And that's a sign that I know I'm getting better. So catch y'all later. Peace out. We'll see you next week for the Fullwood vlog. I might be able to do some course filming. I don't know. Might have a cameraman. I don't know. We'll see. But see y'all.